Well, hello, everybody. Just done this unannounced here. I'm just going to check. I might have blundered. Guys, make sure. Where did I put my other phone? Where did I put my other phone? To make sure. Dodgy Dave, I ain't going live. Where are we seeing that, man? Where are we seeing you? Dodgy Dave. So, live. Okay. Dodgy Dave's not going live, guys. Dodgy Dave's not going live. Okay, I'm just going to put this bloody headphone in. Just make sure it doesn't click off. Loud and clear, we hear you. Nice one, guys. Nice Queen. Morning. I was just making sure your chunky monkey wasn't going live there because I thought I'd actually messaged him, but I messaged two other people instead. What's happening, guys? What's happening? How's the weather? Where will we go? So we've got. Oh, we've got. I'm meant to get a live chat in, so we'll be ignorant, guys. Right? Hang on 2 seconds. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I've got to turn that down. So I'm wanting. So who have we got? Gangster Granny. That's a cracker, isn't it? Wouldn't it be great to have a gangster Granny? My old grands, the two of my late grands, uh, who I love very much. One of them died when I was primary 7, so I'd have been 12-year-old. And the other one died last March. And they were a wee bit kind of gangster Granny when I think back on it, when it came to their family. Good morning, Bill Ellis. Bill Ellis, a loyal follower of Humble Dryer from very early on, Bill. Yeah, and Bill is, if anybody doesn't know Bill is a paramedic at the fights, the bare knuckle fights, your white collar as well, Bill. I think you worked in, was it and by the way, Bill Ellis has absolutely no connection to Paul Ellis whatsoever. Who we got? UK Don. What in the name of a £66 winter fuel top-up payment is going on here? Yeah, does people actually get these? But hang on, guys. If I cut these off here, please bear with me. I'm just going to press this bloody earphone into my. Yeah, it's better. Glasgow finest Northerners. Not Northerners. Kit Kats. I like a Kit Kat. I used to love a Kit Kat and a half a pint of milk. I used to drink a lot of milk, and then I realised that we used to go up to the farm and get it straight out of the tank. Yeah, that's what you called milk back in the day. And you used to get it right out of the tank, and then I think they brought out all the kind of regulations about pasteurised milk and all the rest of it. But if anybody's ever had a drink of milk out the stainless steel tanks after it's been milked, fresh out the cow, freezing cold, and your sensitive teeth chittering, gives a wee like in the comment. Mark Belfast, how's the weather over there today, Mark? It's a wee bit drear, a wee bit kind of dreich here, very dreich. Mr. Beautiful Blues. Well, I think somebody's need to stay off a lot of the blues. I'll tell you what, guys, right? Any day in here. There's our friend Chelsea, Lemmy, Kevo. What's going on with all this early stuff? Paul's away at a wedding, mate. So I just left him alone for the last 12 hours. I didn't actually know he was going to a wedding, or I wouldn't have put it, because if you're going to a wedding and that, if I'd known about he was going to a wedding, I'd probably have left off him for a couple of days, because at the end of the day, if somebody's kind of getting into your head a wee bit and you're going and having a drink, it's no good. I don't like to spoil anybody's fun. So what's the weather like? Where it was situated? Mark Belfast said the weather is shite. Bootneck 2747. As a soft ginger wimp like Ellis, he's got you running from here. Soft twat. You mad? That's just clickbait, mate. I'm the fucking clickbait king. As soon as I put why I'm leaving YouTube, everybody's just got to click in. All the haters. Think about it. There's no such thing as bad publicity. I've clickbaited life at you. Anyway, move on. Facey, Weather streak here, Tade and Barton, mate. Is it shit here as well? Sharpie. Hiya, John. Keep nipping at your toes. Mate. Pal. You're up in Troon, Sharpie, are you? Hang on. Lemmy. Shite weather in Borough. Sorry, guys, I'm smoking too much here. My fucking lungs are like, give it a rest, John. Septic tongue. It's all coming on top for you. Yeah, I love it. Been coming on fucking top for me all my life, mate. Hey, who we got here? What do we see? Chelsea. I love the haters, don't I? I just love it. I mean, the haters actually advertise for you more than anybody. Because see if everybody used to go about and say, Humble's a lovely guy and that, they can't be interested. See, because they get pushed shite about, everybody's interested, isn't it? That's what it is. Dancing Queen. What we got here? Weather shite here too, so everybody's going to agree. Blue, go out the back, and go, out the back, son. Go, 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 go. Okay, guys. He kind of looks at me there because sometimes he'll just go out the back porch if it's raining and it's like I've got a wee grapevine growing in it and he'll just get there and like, piss against the tumble dryer. Yeah, rather than just walk out another fucking few foot into the yeah, lazy wee shit. He hates rain. Official top. Morning, Mr. Humble. Kevo, do you ever want to just stop all the YouTube stuff? Yeah, mate. But yeah, it's like if you say it's a bit like Karma Corner. I said yesterday when Karma Corner started. I think Karma Corner come in actually. I've never asked him the question actually. If he does come in here today, I'll ask him this question: did he think Deca was innocent at the beginning? Because I felt that Karma Corner was going to go in on us personally, right? I really do. And then one night, Deca went after one of his ex-managers. I'm not going to mention his name because the guy's fucking kind of tied by a court fucking thing just now himself. He's got a kind of gagging order on him. Semi-retired fight medic for boxing. This is Bill Ellis has just sent me a message here, right? So I'm just going to read it out, guys, because I've got a lot of respect for Bill Ellis, right? He's been with us. I've never actually met the guy, but he's no riff-raff or anything like that, right? So he's semi-retired fight medic for boxing. Thai boxing cage. Yes, been around since the start, Humble Dryer 1 and 2. So the guy is, I trust him, even though I've never met him. You know, sometimes you can be a good judge of character and sometimes you can be a bad judge of character. Like one ex-friend, that was a bad judge of character for me, wasn't it? But what I'm going to talk about here today is one girl in particular, and then I'm going to try and not mention her again for a while because she's poison. And we're speaking to Anton Lewis, and guys, are probably morning, Rob. Good morning, Rob. Rob Olgoff. We've got a famous drummer in the chat, guys. Yeah. Remember Blondie? I had a poster of Blondie up my bedroom wall. I used to hide it from my gran. I used to say it was my uncle's. Yeah. I remember being on holiday once. I can't remember where it was. I remember it being a kind of big holiday park down south somewhere. So it wasn't Whitley Bay, but it was kind of in a that kind of scene. And there was a band up on the stage, and she looked just like Blondie. I remember I was standing there, maybe 8, 9 year old, mesmerised, just looking through this. I was looking, you went round the back to where the kind of arcade bit was, and there was like a glass, and I just stood there staring, thinking to have one of them someday. Yeah. Now your dreams come true, Humble. Anyway, right, where are we, guys? Let's see what the chat's saying. Right, sorry, somebody asked me a question. Do you ever think of just leaving this YouTube? I do, aye. Quite a lot, actually, but if you set out to do something, so when Karma Corner first appeared, I really think that Karma Corner was going to get in us because I think he believed Deca was innocent. Then Deca made a video on one of his ex-managers, and I remember it well. It was just after my uncle died. I was actually fucking in the grieving process. It was my best friend, basically, November last year. And Decca made this video, went in, his ex-manager, and I don't know, Donna had went to shops. There was nobody in the house, it was just me and this island here. I remember walking around and fucking ranting and raving and ranting and raving. And that was the kind of first vid. And I remember watching the video back embarrassed. But you know what got me more? Somebody said the fucking Montclair body warmer I had on was fake. That got me more upset than any other comments. And I was always got to put the fucking thing out and show them it wasn't fake. But I thought, there was only one comment out of about a fucking 1,000 comments that got me wound up. I was embarrassed, though. I was embarrassed to get me so angry. But I suppose that's what people want to see. Had a very interesting talk with your Thomas. Thomas is dead, you fucking idiot. Thomas was my fucking Uncle Tom, who's dead. You're stupid. So if you can talk to the dead, come on here. I want to speak to you. Fucking Emmett Tooth. Yeah, we'll get somebody in the chat that can speak to the dead. Can you ask my uncle what he fucking done with that electrical fault in the passenger side window of that Discovery he left me, please? Okay, hell. I just love it, man. I'm Chelsea, do what you want to do, mate. It is what it is, isn't it? They can't deal with it. Like, you know what? It's because of this, what's happened with Joe Kidd. Now, I don't know who all watched Exposure TV's live last night. I stayed off it because, one, I'm kind of offended now with Joe, and I can't, I'm not saying it's like, it's probably more a gentleman's agreement, but it is written, and it's a kind of binding contract now with him, like no to answer anymore, because at the end of the day, if I keep answering everybody's questions out here on big things, there's got to be no content left for Joe Kidd. Joe Kidd is going to get, I think he was intending going through everything himself, but I think when he sees the kind of the height of it and the vast majority of information, I think he's got to get somebody kind of independent again. You know, it's like, it'd be like me saying, I'm a leading fucking lie detector. No, you're not, you're just a fucking idiot. So I think Joe's got to get somebody independent again to look at stuff like a court evidence bundle, my Scottish ACRO, my English ACRO. Wouldn't it be funny if this Scottish ACRO comes through and there's less on it than the fucking English one? That'd be mad, wouldn't it? Anyway, I guarantee you guys will know like he's been. I've not been the best partner, and I can guarantee I'll fucking, all my exes would say that. I've not been the best partner. I've never been married. I think I was shying away from getting married to every. I just got fucking married, and then I'd get hot feet. I'd want the fuck out after that. But one thing I've not done, and I could get every fucking girlfriend I've ever been with to go to court. If I was ever being accused of rape or anything like that, that's one thing. In fact, one of the girls I went with to school, when I left school, her dad's actually quite a famous author. I think she's in London now, the last. Again, every single one of my ex-girlfriends still speak to my mum. Yeah, so that'll show. I was an arsehole, but I was never one of the arseholes. Every single one of them still speak to my mum. If I left school, every one of them. When I went to my sister's wedding, probably about 13 years ago, I had 1, 2, 3. The girl I was with and 2 exes at the wedding. Yeah. So you could have fucking, that was just lovely for me, like fucking hell, nothing like. But it's good. At the end of the day, like when we went to my uncle's funeral back in November, the girl, I was with her for a long time, who's got 3 girls to me. She sat with Donna and we went for tea after the funeral. Because of COVID and everything, you couldn't get the funeral tea like normally would. So it was, I mean, it's a bit awkward sometimes, but you're sitting there going, well, that shows you what kind of fucking person you are. If you're that bad, you fucking wouldn't be anywhere near you. So for fucking for Paul Ellis to make a major blunder like that, be listening to somebody. I mean, he said it came from family. You know, the only fucking person who's been claiming like, I'm a family friend and that is Kearney, and he's just destroyed everybody out there, including himself, with his fucking lies. Unfortunately, that's not what I wanted. I never wanted him to come on here and defend us. I didn't need that. I tell him not to get involved with things if he's honest. That's what it is, guys. That's what it is. If somebody said if a friendship can get ruined over YouTube, it wasn't worth fucking having in the first place. And I think we have to agree with that. I think we have to agree with that. It wasn't worth having in the first place. Yeah, so Mark Belfast, how's your treatment going, mate? Tell your wee man we're asking for him. Just got to read the chat, guys, so I'm not being ignorant, right? Paul McGleekling, who the fucking kind of name is that? Paul McClellan, Glaglan. Where he from, mate? Carnoustie. Where the fuck's that? Dear. See, but honest, Kearney's not strong enough to break a jaw. Only jaw he could break is a woman's jaw. Yeah. I'm going to ask. He keeps saying he's going to get this excellent to talk about me, and that's not happening. I mean, they could say I'm an arsehole or the rest of it. They'll never have me seen or fucking hit them. So, or sexually assault them or any of that shit. So I've nothing to worry about. They could come on and say, I was a bastard. Again, he's a cunt. Yeah, it's fine. I'd say that myself. Yeah, honestly, I watched. I mean, I tell you, I watch him because it's just that it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me to fucking watch him. But when I'm watching him, I think he mentioned my name, humble. It was over 100 times or something. I was trying to fucking sit there, kid, and I was like, fuck me, man. A dangerous obsession. But you know what? In all fairness, you've got Paula Poison, right? Whispering and Cumbrian Truth here. Remember Cumbrian Truth guy? Right? He was on saying he was going to fucking do this to Donna and rape Donna and all this kind of shit, man. You know what I mean? And then hiding in a hotel room under his fucking bed. I don't know if anybody's seen it the night that he was shouting down the phone to me and I told him to look out his fucking window and the next thing he turned all his bedroom lights off and shut the curtains and sat in the darkness. So you've got Paula Poison. I heard that Cumbrian Truth boy is obviously in jail now. He's got his head back together, and I heard that he's actually fucking going up ballistic about what Paula Poison's basically told him. So then you've got Kearney. So I can't really blame Paul Ellis here, right? I can't really blame Paul Ellis because you've got Paul Ellis sitting there with Paula. I mean, somebody sent me a wedding picture. I went, fucking hell, I thought he was a big guy. But I think Paula's taller. And I think Paula's in a set of flat shoes. I says, well, listen, it is what it is. You've got Paul Ellis sitting there with Kearney telling him shite, right? And then you've got Paula Poison telling Paul, and then Per Paul's going out there and putting it on his platform. And what's he got to say in a few weeks' time? What's he going to say when Joe Kidd puts that out? I mean, where's it going there? Just destroying people's fucking habitat with their false lies and narrative. I've never claimed to be a genius. I've never claimed to be a good person. Now, since I put my house online, I've now moved. You know this, guys? I've now moved. I've only put my house online because I've moved. If my Wi-Fi would manage to get through these fucking meter walls or go right out onto the street and put the camera on, this is what you're up against. It's fucking strange. Paul Ellis was born in Middle Earth. It's sad though. Paul Ellis must have been thinking, right, okay, I've got this. I've got it, yeah, I've got it. And then, you know, what do you call that? Family fortunes, remember? And that you used to get the big, that's what it is. It's big fucking popping up everywhere. What's the name of Humble's first kid? Jemima. That's somebody's been proper filling his head full of shit. I mean, if I'd have been clever about it, I could have put somebody over there and lied. Yeah, but listen, that's not what's happened, guys. Right? You know, Kearney would have probably thought, I'm going to come out and say all this now and then say, I was actually working for Humble. This will be the fucking next thing. Trust me, guys. I fucking, cross my heart, fucking hope to die. He's not been working for me. I was not putting any false narratives out there. Yeah? Fucking hell. You start playing with that shit, the guy that cried wolf, you start playing with that shit, that's when it goes tits up. Actually, tits up. She's bought a new coffee machine, you know what? I don't think I could get back to fucking kettle coffee again. I really don't. It's too nice. I need a wee bit of warm water though. As I take the warm water out of the kettle. Oh well. Right, okay, where are we here? Positive vibes. Positive vibes, alright, mate. I'm going to give you a spanner, positive vibes. The reason I'm going to do it is because I noticed you're a mod in Steve Rafe's channel, pal, right? And if I've said to you, Chelsea knows the script here. A lot of people will leave bad comments, right, on Dodgy Dave. They'll say fucking horrendous things. At the end of the day, the guy's kids have to read them or whatever, right? Hence the reason Ice Queen's got a spanner, right? Chelsea darts. Somebody actually tried to fucking destroy that boy's name to me, and I had a good chat with him. That's the reason Chelsea darts for middles, because he knows everybody, if you know what I mean, and he knows he watches a lot. Like I could give spanners to everybody, but they're not needed. If anybody sees anything bad about Steve Rafe, remove it immediately because I consider him a fucking friend in this now. A genuine guy. Uh, Jackie Saunders, she's been with us for day one and she knows a lot of people. Rob knows a lot of things that's happening here. Everybody's got a spanner is because they know a lot and they've followed a lot and they've put a bit of concentration into it. You know, if somebody was going on and bad mouthing, let's say Rob, I'd give him a spanner, but it's not needed. Rob will when I eventually get him back. We've got to get Rob on someday when he's. I just want to big up Rob because if Rob wants me to give him a wee thumbs up, I'm not going to it too much, Rob. But if you want to give me a wee thumbs up and let me speak about it a wee bit, or are you quite happy just to sit in the back of the burner now? Because I'm going to get Rob on someday when he's. It's not every day you've got a drummer for Bondi in your chat, is it, guys? And he's been good. He's been good again. Somebody we got in contact with, and yeah, I'll let Rob tell that story of why and what we've done someday. That's not for me to say. Uh, but I just want to say Rob's doing a fucking grand job. His mental health is taking a bit of a bashing there. He's getting there. He's getting there. If Rob gives me a wee thumbs up, I'll just let everybody know. And it might save any grief, Rob, coming from I don't know, maybe a documentary you done with somebody or something, you know, like somebody, he's in his camp, you know. I just want to clear things up, guys. He ain't in any camp of Dickie Higgies. That I can guarantee. He's another poor person who took a man at his word and believed he was innocent. And as soon as Rob wants me to talk about that in depth, I'll go into it with him, and I can bring him on. He gets a wee bit agitated just when maybe you know it's like me. Sometimes you need to stop and breathe. Last night I've been agitated for the last couple of days, but last night I slept like a baby. I woke up with my phone in my hand. That isn't good, guys, and I'm glad I woke up before Donna. You know what I mean? On a guy's sense of things, waking up with your phone in your hand isn't good. That's a fuck up. Yeah. I mean, to wake up 47-year-old with your phone in your hand. I had to have a wee fucking check at myself this morning. What the fuck's happening? Right, okay. Deca Heggie. Where is he going, guys? Okay, he's made a. I was going to put it as a thumbnail actually. He has made a video. His face looks like something from the fucking Garbage Pail Kids. Remember them guys? The kids used to watch it, you know. It's like somebody shoved his fucking head into a drain pipe, you know, and it's like looking out like one of the kind of. It's like I don't know. It's like a sloth. A sloth's quite cute, isn't he? It's like a fucking manhole cover. He's trying to get. He's trying to get his head out the end of the pipe, you know, like the fireman's fucking trying to get a couple of crowbars in there to get the rest of them out. And he said he's positive. I don't know what his eyes are doing. I really do not know what his eyes are doing. It's as if he's like, one eye's focusing and the other eye's like, I'm a marble, I'm a marble, I'm a marble. It's like you've just bounced a marble into a cup, you know, and it just get around in circles. I'm a marble. I have footage of where he was showing off his lips, bragging about going to USA for roles. Aye. The only fucking USA he's gone to. Uh, oh dear. I think he's trying to make himself look like Jason Momoa. And he's trying to get that kind of. But instead, he's looking like a fucking car crash version of the Gentle Giant. I really do. I think he's trying to change his images to look like Jason Momoa. I told you, didn't I, about the girl for Fife? She's like, how can I get rid of this pestering bastard? Look at him. I said, she said, he's jealous of that Jason Momoa. I said, oh, really? So I saw Jason Momoa's heat and Decca's body. He blocked her immediately right across every panel. No joking. He blocked her immediately. I thought it was fucking hilarious. So you can imagine the thumbnails that went on Facebook after that. Yeah. He is, isn't he? I think he's trying to look like he's trying to kind of give himself that wolf look. But he's giddy so a kind of fucking battered version of, you know, it'd be like kind of like Pamela Anderson on my car smash back in the day with all the silicon in that. He'd just be absolutely fucking destroyed. His head looks like a pumpkin. His eyes just look like something carved out of Wayne's first pumpkin at Halloween, as if, give me a knife, Mum, give me a knife. There's AC coming back to life in the chat. Hello, Alec, how you doing, mate? Does anybody want to come on? I need to blow my nose. I don't like to do it in public here. I'm feared to touch these fucking headphones. So maybe if I go like this. Wait, I'm going to blow my nose, guys, to turn my mic off. Hang on. If I can turn my mic off. Hang on. I'm back. I'm back. Just fucking blew it. I'm going to put the link out here, guys, right? I'm going to put the link out. See who wants to jump on. He's a gladiator. He's a gladiator and a warrior, aye? Yes, so. Yes, so. Dickie Higgy, he's a gladiator and a warrior. Wait, let's see how I fuck this link. Invite guests on. Okay. We'll have somebody on. It's not going on. And guys, I can only stay in because I'm going to have Cookie on tonight, hopefully, to talk about certain things. There's a link. The link is in the box, guys. Decca, why don't you jump on and I'll cross-examine you over 3 questions. If you pass the questions, I will leave the internet immediately. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. Diet Chips is watching too. He's a fucking nonce as well, isn't he? So I'll cross-examine Diet Chips on behalf of you, Decca. How would that go? 3 questions. If you get some right, I will leave the internet. taking pictures of me eating diet chips. He actually thought we'd been on holiday and took a picture of him eating a fucking salad. He didn't realise it was on his Facebook for about 2 years before it. Taking pictures of me eating diet chips. Right, here we go. Hang on. We've got Mark Belfast in the stream. Good morning. It's morning. I was just double checking the time there. Good morning, Mark. How would we go for Belfast on a bonny day in Scotland here as the weather is pure shite? How would it go apart from? See, I love a channel will be monetised. You can have a wee swear and speak just normally rather than try to think I'm some fucking snobbed up pumpkin. I am a pumpkin, but not a snobbed up one.
It's fucking shit here too, John, so it is absolutely fucking crap.
We're getting some mad trolls in here, mate. We've had the KKK trolls.
Listen, that's what I was just going to say. As soon as I started like sort of running with with your narrative like out there, I started getting, as you know, I got it from all angles too, But
well, what they're doing, mate, they're firing in the kind of KKK ones now, hoping. But again, it doesn't matter. What they don't know is if somebody porn bombs via live stream now, you can carry on with the live stream. Yeah.
Listen, I just wanted to ask something. At night, or I think it was a couple of nights ago, but I can't remember what day it was we got there. I remember when Ronan was on Expos and you come on. We got there and there were somebody had said to him, is your channel being shadow banned or something like that there for saying C19? We got there. I don't want to say the actual word, no, just in case get anybody channel in trouble. No. We got there. Is it the same like thing that I've been thinking about?
These are Darren Laverty's trolls that's coming in right now. Darren Laverty is a criminologist, and this is the kind of angle he'll get in from. I don't know if you're aware of him. He stays down in Anglesby in Wales. He's a self-confessed child.
And he's a criminologist.
He's believe it or not, he's a criminologist.
How the fuck's he a criminologist?
Well, basically, he
self-taught the Sunday papers.
Yeah, basically self-taught. He tried to recruit us through True Media back last year. He kind of wanted us to be working with him, and it never happened. Basically, Mark.
Don, come to bed.
Never happened.
Come to Belfast.
But see, Mark, we've still got another couple of channels lying in the back burner there. So we've got one 4,000 subs or something. It doesn't matter to us. It's on your channel, mate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
God, they're fuck me, criminologist, right?
Aye, honestly. So basically, Ken, he's been kind of rubbing shoulders with somebody in Parliament and all the rest of it. So, it's my understanding he also pushed a boy into suicide because he basically stole a story. He stole a story that a boy was sexually abused in a child's home, and he took that story. It then turned out that boy that told the story in the first place was lying, which then made his story to be a pile of lies as well. Sonia Poulton just won a court case against him.
Tripping themselves up.
Sonia Poulton just won a court case against him. Basically, that's what happened, mate.
Well, man, to be a liar,
so he was helping Decca 3 years ago, and I've got good reason to believe he's still helping him. It's up to him to prove he's not. At the end of the day, I can prove that he was because he's admitted it through True Media. It's up to him to prove that he's not.
That's right. My dad said to me years ago, to be a liar, you have to have a good memory. And see if we were to go back and ask Dagga, what did you say on one of your lives 3 days ago? He wouldn't be able to tell you. He tells that many fucking lies, no? One day his content's shit, and then the next day he's on top of the world, and this, that, and the other. I mean, fuck me. Just go and fucking find a train. I'll run a raffle and see if anybody wants to kick a fucking fucker away.
I just love the fact that that's as Joe said last night, right? There's a lot of things I can't talk about, right? Because it's no fair. Because if I put them out there, then Joe's not going to have any fucking content.
Yeah, I was sitting listening last night. I left just a couple of comments even before you came in to the chat. They got there, no, but I was just sitting listening and people were making valid points. That's why I don't even want to talk to you about it, know what I mean? Because I know if you
Yeah,
don't want
yeah,
to talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
it, know what
yeah.
I mean?
Well, that's it. I'm kind of buying now,
Well, that's it,
but
know what
this
I
is
mean,
all
John?
it is.
It's no,
You've got
listen,
Gerard Canavan, right? Gerard Canavan. I don't know how much Gerard would be involved, right? But this certainly isn't at his level. Can you have folk come in and say, "I said Gerard," but it's not to do with that.
no,
The further you get, the further you got the tree. So you start. I mean, right? There's an author. They refer to his tinfoil. Okay. They refer to him as tinfoil. Now he just won at court there. Sorry, Brian Cockrell just won at court
yeah, seen
against
that.
tinfoil. Right.
Yeah.
Well, tinfoil. I'd reached out to tinfoil because I thought, right, listen, man, you're getting used with this fucking Decahegi. I reached out to him, and do you know that day? My telephone number and everything went out on the internet. And the last message I got from Tinfoil was to say, I'm going to do my best exposing you, a rat, with Decahegi. So Tinfoil's still talking to Decahegi in the background. Yeah, I can prove this as well. Sometimes we might, I'm not saying we hack things, right, because that's illegal. But there's ways and means of getting into things. Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of
There's
people.
ways and means in finding out things and getting into things and
There's a lot of
maybe
people
getting into
still.
somebody else's head.
There's a
I
lot
need
of
to
people
rephrase
still
that. What I said.
floating about on these YouTube channels that are still talking to him, just under different names. So it's not.
Sorry, hang on. Who's that? Paul Taylor, show your face, mate. Okay, brother, I just want to fucking make sure you're real. Okay. You right, Paul, you there? All right, Paul. Add to stream. Hello, Paul.
Yeah, buddy.
You
Hey,
all
Right,
right,
Paul.
mate? What do you think of them kind of trolls? That's what you call when you get to that level. That's because you're upsetting the apple cart
Yeah,
of paedophilia.
yeah.
Yeah,
I can't see when I go on lives. I can't see the chat, so I stay in the chat sometimes. And I've watched this chat, and the amount of trolls means you have pushed some buttons.
Oh, mate.
Oh
I love
my
it as well.
God!
Bear with me, Alec, mate. Bear with me, Paul. In fact, Alec, I'm going to WhatsApp you, okay? The link, mate, right? And that's just so we don't fucking stay there, guys. I'm going to send Alec Kearney the WhatsApp link because that then means
well,
he
it's Alex
can
bouncing on.
Alec's bouncing on, mate.
You know, after
There
this
you go.
live, I can pretty much guarantee. So I don't know how it happens, but after this live, my phone will just ring off the hook.
Paul, that's the way. Listen, it happened.
I
Listen,
don't know how they do it though.
at the
It's funny.
at the
I don't
start,
even.
I was actually going at John. I was like, I was all in for getting on John. We got there, and then it just like I say, everybody look at the man here at the start, support attack, and then the jump ship. They got there, and then I just sort of got my eyes open, really,
Oh,
Nah,
that's
Casanova Dragoin. This isn't Jamie Boyle's level of trolling, mate. This is a guy that you were backing up there. A Darren Laverty. This is his level. I know Darren Laverty recruits vulnerable folk in the background. You know it, I know it, and so does everybody fucking else that needs to know it knows it. Jamie, don't. I'll decide who gets fucking past the buck for stuff. Jamie Boyle isn't that intelligent.
I've got personal experience with victims of people like him. That's why I got involved, right? I like everybody else, just watched his podcast for the first time, thought it was all right, didn't know about him, watched a couple more, thought, oh, that's quite cool, this, give him advice, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then I were on a live with somebody, I can't remember what it was, I think it was Bobby, and it just came out that the Danny thing and everything else came out at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, hang on a minute. So I went back over everything and I just trawled the net for everything.
That's what I done.
And it's insane the amount of it. It's not even about what we know he's done.
Well, Alex,
it's about what he's got away with and what he's getting.
It's what he's got away with, mate. Exactly. And what he's still getting away with. And what they don't realise, Paul, is everybody thinking we're not saying we're judge, jury, and trial and all the rest of it. We're not saying that. What we're saying is if you sit back and do nothing, it just makes him more powerful. And as I said to everybody in a live chat weeks ago, when you're older and Decker's either whatever, maybe sent down for life or whatever, what you got to tell your kids when they say, Dad, Mum, what were you doing when you were on the internet for that there? What were you doing? What were you doing when everything comes out? That's what you need to remember. I mean, there's a girl there called Penny Bunny. Her right name's Powell. She stays in the northeast. She's got a family of kids, and she's on there bigging up Decker.
I don't know.
I mean, Mummy Bunny, what's the script to you? You've got family of kids. You've got kids there. You're saying your kid does this and your kid does it, and you're in there bigging up. And she's been on this for 3 years. I've watched her for 3 years. She's also another part of another wee clan. I'm like that, really? What you got to tell your kids when they're older?
People moan, but we're all fucking taking an opinion, though. That's what I don't understand.
Mark, it makes me think. It makes me think. What they do to their own fucking kids if they can't. If they're not way out him, what's happened to their own kids?
That's why it got me intrigued to get there, because I'm sort of lucky that way to get there, because the part of Belfast where I grew up in, it wasn't a problem, because when it did happen within the community, it was took out of the community straight away and dealt with on the point, and then it was never talked about again. You got there because the person just like disappeared. No.
I mean, when you see that level of trolling there, right? I mean, I'm actually, come on, change the racist stuff. It's getting a bit boring. Can we not get a wee bit of something like Pamela Anderson bum or something? I mean, if you've got to troll, at least you're boring the fucking life out of here. It's not even funny until, but you know, worst it, mate. You have a wee group of people in a wee WhatsApp group laughing at that. That's your mentality. You must think, wow.
This is madness.
You don't think it's funny? Alec, what do you think of that? Is that no pathetic? Hell.
that honey bunny has got no chance because she's not his kind. He needs victims.
I'm laughing that on his channel today he's telling some of his members that he's in America. 100%, John. You know, I've checked.
He's in America? Jesus fuck.
He's not in America. 100%.
I know that there. Yeah,
I'll bet my life with anybody that
McDonald's don't count.
He's not in America.
No, what he's done is put the bed at another wall now because he's to sit in the window. Yeah, he's been listening about Bruce Springsteen.
On my life, he is not in America. Okay. Yeah, he dies on him early this morning, so he's definitely not in America unless he can leapfrog right over the Atlantic. So,
he's listening about Bruce Springsteen born in the USA.
But do you know what's worse? What's worse, guys, is that his followers actually know he's not in America and they're giving him a pass.
Yeah, that's right.
100%.
Yeah.
Not
100%.
everybody on his channel's an idiot. Some of them are quite articulate. Some of them. They're giving him a pass because they know he's not in America.
Mm-hmm.
They absolutely know he's not in America, okay? Because
it shows you they're working for a clan, mate. They're working for a clan.
If a client's bringing you out to America to put you in a show, right, they're going to fly you out probably business class. His ego wouldn't allow him to travel through an airport and not show off his business pass ticket, his business class tickets.
Sitting
in the lounge and enjoying the freebies in the lounge. I've travelled business class to the Middle East for years, and the novelty wears off eventually. But first up, you know, I'm a working class council estate boy. When I started to fly business class with Emirates, it's amazing. You're like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. It was totally wasted on us. We were just, you know, housing scheme boys and sitting there with all the toffs. And his ego wouldn't allow him not to show off on that.
No.
My ego didn't let me show off when I was doing it because I was actually embarrassed by flying business class at times because it was totally wasted on me. However, I did enjoy it. And a couple of times I gave my seat up for people that looked like they needed it, you know, a woman with a kid, stuff like that.
Yeah.
He wouldn't travel through an airport and not show off those tickets. So on my life, he is not in America. He's in Scotland as we speak, down in the East Coast. That's a fact.
He was been filming walking on the plane going,
Now,
"There's coach for all the fucking."
He's in the USA, but it's up someone's arsehole.
I'm going to put my neck in the line here. See, in the next 2 or 3 days, if he's able to show a live photograph of him anywhere in the States, I'll put 500 quid to any charity that any one of you guys pick. There you go. You can hold me.
He would have done it already. He would have done it already.
That's how confident I am that he won't do it because he can't do it.
Honestly, he's got that wee clan. Right? But as I say, they've all got kids, they've all got grandkids. I mean, they'll have to answer it to someday. Maybe fucking sooner than I think.
They don't
and thank you to whoever put the robot in there. Well done, mods. But I had a wee. It's good that we can laugh at trolls that they have to set a robot up now because they've not got the intelligence to say a few words of discrimination themselves.
All his fans just don't understand the mentality of Decker. They are not his type. He needs victims. He likes pain. He likes to hurt people. He don't like people who'll let you run or railroad over him. He might abuse you every so often, but you're not his type. He's after really vulnerable girls.
What he's also done on his channel, see this $12.99 service that he's offering for 3 calls a week to receive his tutorials on how to deal with your mental health. So a girl engaged with him on it. Bearing in mind, guys, you're dealing with very vulnerable people, so it's all done in privacy.
Yeah.
He took that person's private messages and blasted them all over his page because he believed that person to be a troll. Whether they were a troll or not, whether they were a decoy or not is irrelevant. He broke his own protocols by taking private, very personal messages from someone who's reached out for help with mental health, and he's plastered it for everybody to see. The guy's a lunatic. He doesn't even understand what the outcome of that transaction could be. The embarrassment, the breach of trust could be enough to send a person right over the edge. That's how dangerous he is.
A couple of people have already said it.
He doesn't know what he's doing with mental health. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's a fucking walking round moat. You know what I mean?
He's pressing the wrong buttons with people, and he's going to send somebody either right into oblivion, or he's going to send someone straight to the morgue because he's given misinformation on a daily basis. And he's triggering everyone with his negativity on his so-called positive channel. Like an hour ago, it'll be, I'm only posting positive for him now on. An hour later, everybody's a wanker. Excuse my language.
No, that's straight.
He's triggering people, and people need to report his channel en masse. It's not a mental health channel. I'm very, very cautious about what I talk about in my own channel in regards to mental health, because I do understand that there's guys out there that have reached out to me, and I always tell them I am not an expert. I can only tell you what works for me. I can't tell you what's going to work for you, but I can suggest a few things you can try, but please seek the advice of your GP before you engage.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the right information to give.
He doesn't think about the outcome. He's never once thought about the outcome for anybody. He doesn't care. No. And it's starting to get dangerous.
He seems to have this grasp of what he knows what fucking PTSD is all about to get there. As me, listen.
He's heard somebody talking about PTSD. That's what he's done.
As me,
he will suffer from it.
John, I spoke to you about this. I grew up through the fucking trouble. See some of the shit I've seen. And then I was diagnosed with it there about 16 years ago. Got there. But it's just something I'll keep in my own head. No, it's me. I'm not going to talk about this to anybody else. No.
Well, Mark was brought up in the troubles, and probably, speaking at school, was very much kind of in the middle of the troubles in Belfast there. So at the end of the day, and you hear people come on and mocking that, as for as Paul says, the only PTSD Decca suffers from is other people's other stories of PTSD. And I just want to thank Alex, because Alex been on the phone there to somebody that's just kind of came into view in the last month or two, and he's been good help to him. But again, he's Alex, right? What he says, he tells him that he's not any professional, he's not any ambassador for it. What's worked for him is getting out and the exercising, and all the rest of it might not work for everybody else.
There has to be PTSD professional organisations out there monitoring this and saying themselves, what the fuck's going on here?
No. He only uses his mental health page to find vulnerable girls and women that's got a bit of cash.
I understand that, John, but no, there is legit group places out there that monitor people with PTSD, because listen, it only takes one thing to know. It's like me. I could be walking up the street and just see the police come flying by me and the lights should come on. I got there. It'll just take me to a certain time in a certain place, and just flash back in your head. No, they got there, but there has to be people monitoring this here to fucking turn around and say, "What's this guy fucking talking about?" No.
Yep.
He has a very different type of PTSD. He has a very different type.
Sorry, by the way, I can't even. I know, is somebody speaking?
That's all right when you go, Alex.
There might be a delay.
No, it's my ears. I've not my hearing's terrible.
When you go, Alex.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
So what he's done, right, is for years he's harped on that he was bipolar. Now, when I met him, so if any of you have not met him, I've been in his company. We conducted a podcast together, and then some facts came out about him, at which point I immediately told him to remove it until he verified these statements that were getting made against him, which you could never do. So the podcast's gone, thankfully. And that's why I've got a personal reason to pursue him. So I'll just be quick because I need to go, guys. But basically what he's doing, right, is he's adopted the bipolar diagnosis. Now, he never ever went in depth with bipolar. There are variations of bipolar, 1 and 2. There's several variations, and he never really divulged. And when people tried to engage him on his diagnosis, i.e. the time frame of the diagnosis or what was required to come to the diagnosis, he never ever engaged. Okay. The reason he never engaged is because he knows nothing about it, because it never happened. It never happened in a GP's surgery, that's for sure. It happened in his own mind.
Yeah.
Because bipolar's been trending with celebrities now for several years. 7-8 years ago, bipolar never got a mention. All of a sudden, you know, those celebrities in the jungle, they're all coming out, and when their careers flopped, I'm bipolar, boom.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, they're getting a payday again. So it became fashionable. Now, I do know about bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can show my diagnosis for anyone that wishes to see it. Becca does not know the first thing about bipolar. Bipolar is very, very complex. It doesn't have to be medicated. Okay, that's another thing that he said about the necessity for medication. I don't medicate. Medicate. I've been suicidal at times in my life. I've been crawling around the floor of my bedroom for 5 and 6 weeks. I don't mind talking about it because I can talk about it.
Yeah.
He then dropped the bipolar label overnight, and all the time he was on it, he was on quintiapine. Okay. Now, when you take quintiapine for years, the withdrawals from these drugs, you have to be weaned down in dosage over a period of months. GPs
100%.
know that it can induce cardiac arrest, it can induce all sorts of stuff, psychosis, manic episodes. So they wean you off it extremely cautiously and extremely carefully. It could take 18 months to wean you off certain drugs. He dropped it immediately. Quintiapine never got another mention. It was never mentioned again. Neither was bipolar. All of a sudden, he's got complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which can take a couple of years to correctly diagnose. Being ex-military, I can verify that. I could put 10 guys on this chat just now that got their diagnosis after a very, very long, arduous road.
Well, that's what I had to go
he
through.
He got his overnight, Mark. He got his overnight, and all of a sudden, he's no longer on quintiapine or anything else. He's on something else. Something else that
Diazepam.
he's seen.
He says he's in diazepam.
Yeah, the first thing he's Googled, right, he's went,
Right,
that
Palmer.
looks good. And he regurgitates it with his own spin on it, that it's his. But see if anyone questions him ever so slightly in depth on either of the subject matter, you lose him.
Yeah.
And he'll change the narrative, he'll run away from it, and he won't engage with anyone that appears to know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because he can't. See, in order to be a good liar, you have to have a very good memory.
Alex, just says that when I come on there. That's what my father used to say to me. My dad used to say to me, he said, Mark, he says, listen, he says, see, to be a liar, he says, you have to have a good memory. He says, you might have to tell the same thing. Yeah, he says, you might have to tell the same thing 100 fucking times. So he says, you have to make sure what you're saying, though.
You also have to be very well read, and he's not.
Yeah.
He can't articulate a
Yeah.
sentence. Now, see if a doctor tells you something, right, you're going to go and do your homework because you really want to know how to fix yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
You want to know if there's anything
Alex.
that you can do on top of that medication to get yourself back on track. So you go and you become an expert on that subject.
Yeah.
That's how you get yourself back into contention. That's how you get yourself a shot at the title again. You do your own homework. The medication and the GP is only a tiny bit of the jigsaw. So he's now lying that he's complex post-traumatic. Okay, bullshit. I'll tell you why. Never once in his life has he stated an actual incident that would have created this. He's never spoke about anything. A house fire, a family death.
Nothing,
100%.
There's nothing traumatic really happened in his life.
Nothing ever.
Or the trigger or something like that.
And people that know
that
him,
we know of,
people that know him intimately, they say, you know, he's never been in a car crash. He's never fell off a scaffold. Nothing's ever happened.
Yeah,
that we know of.
Nothing's ever happened.
Yeah,
I can relay several incidents in my life where, you know, there was incidents where we were close to death, stuff like that. And, you know, I do think about them, but, you know, they're not massive triggers. They're not. I'd be lying if I said they were. However, at times in my life, things have come back to haunt me. One thing which John knows about, is when I was diving for shellfish, and I had something from 20 years ago when I was in Belfast Loch in January time, and the outbound ferry hit our boat with a big massive wave and flipped our boat over in the dark, and most of us almost drowned underneath it because we were trapped under it. We had to cut ourselves out, cut our life jackets off. I've spoke about it on a podcast, and it was a very, very violent incident. That it was a flat cam night, and this freak wave, I think the ferry had been ever so slightly over.
You get a wake up the ferry, Alec. Yep.
And there was like an ebb tide or something. It created this really freak tsunami.
Yeah.
Hit our rib, smashed us upside down, and I mean, guys' legs were back to front, people's arms were hanging off. There was forearms coming poking through. It was a horrible incident.
Yeah.
And I was diving, and that came back to haunt me. All of a sudden, a guy that could do three lengths underwater in an Olympic pool, hold my breath for nearly 3.5 minutes. All of a sudden, I could barely step into a shower.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And I could not put a face mask over my face for the fear of suffocation, and I couldn't put my head underwater.
That's fucking madness.
And it just came out of the blue 20 years. It was 1999 when that happened in Belfast Loch. And there was 8 of us on the boat, and there was some horrific injuries. I was thrown off the front of the boat and landed clean in the water. I was one of the only guys that wasn't badly injured. But
you're just coming off the
boat down, the bow of the boat hit me and dragged me under and held me.
Right.
Now, when you've got a life jacket that will hold up a 30-stone guy pressing you against that, you can't swim down the way and then come out.
You're only hitting the roof above.
Yeah, so I'm stabbing at myself trying to deflate a life jacket in the dark in water that's probably about 0.5 of a degree. That was an interesting one. So anyway,
that's your trauma though.
But I only told you that story because that's a traumatic incident that I can very, very vividly remember.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm still in touch with all those guys. We still talk. A couple of them are now deceased, sadly, took their own lives. But he's never mentioned one incident in his entire life, ever. Andy's been in my personal company, and I kind of quizzed him on a few things, and he hasn't got a life. He's not got a life story. So, Mark, that's lived in Belfast all his life, Mark, I bet you could write a book about the things you've seen in that city.
Alex, listen, I've told people have asked me on me. I remember standing when they told him who was my best friend at the time they got there, and I just seen these two guys coming around the corner. They got there, and you don't pay much attention to it, no, because it's dark. They got there, and I said to him, "With me, there's two people behind you." They got there, and you turn around and fucking blew his head off. No. He got there. I was on the shackle when the bomb went off. I've seen other people getting shot dead. I've had it certain about 4 attempts in my own life. He got there. I've actually been shot a couple of times myself. No, so.
And then you hear a fucking idiot that span go up there and he's sitting there talking about fucking PTSD, post-traumatic says, ADHD, you're fucking on Valium, you're talking shite, Decker, and you're fucking trolling for vulnerable young lasses. You're fucking reprobate, you. Sorry, guys, it gets me angry. I've got a guy in the chat there who's getting proper through the fucking system right now, getting his head back together. He's been in trauma since 1978, and then you've got a fucking idiot like that up there, fucking guys that's fought for our country, guys that's been fucking best friends, fucking heads blow off, and you've got a fucking illiterate, absolutely fucking illiterate piece of shit sitting up there in Montrose because he can't stay in his own fucking hometown, praying that he's some sort of fucking mental health ambassador. Fucking messy ass bastard he is.
John, I don't want to sound like I'm defending him, but
no, mate, you're quite right. You need to be. At the end of the day, mate, I know what stories is coming out. I've followed him so much now that I know every wee bit of story comes out. He's inherited for somebody else. You know, it's like somebody told me a story about being abused as a child. The next thing he was abused as a child. You know, he's meant to have only killed one person. No, mate, listen, he's full of shit, fucking shit.
I think his dad or his uncles.
He needs to come out of the closet, Paul. That's what he needs to do, mate. He needs to come out of the closet. He's inherited people. This is his out of jail card. When he gets found guilty for something, he's then got to turn in and say, I was abused. You know how, Paul? Because he's told the same story, but different versions of it to at least fucking 12, 13 people that I know of.
I genuinely think that. I think, like, say one day it does go to court like that there, I think that's to say it's card up his sleeve. I was abused.
Yes.
And listen, that's no disrespect to anybody out there that has been abused. You got there, no. But that is, I do think that will be as his card up his sleeve if he ever does go to court.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
That's exactly
well, then,
happening, Paul.
If that's the case, then I don't understand. I mean, this is probably every one of us in this chat and everybody in this room will probably agree. I don't understand what makes somebody become him then, because he must have experienced that depravity very early on in his life for it to be a thing now.
There's some people just start fucking fame.
And he's not in the best world, is it? If you're in, as we all know, the media world and that kind of world, it isn't a church. It's not a bastion of morality, is it? It's dark and it's seedy and it's full of people who'll do anything to be in front of a screen. Yeah. So if he's been messed with as a kid, and then he's in this world where it's just on tap, he's either got bored of the on tap and has just turned into a pure animal.
Yeah.
Or he has been messed with as a kid and it's triggered it and that's his thing to take vulnerable people.
Paul. There's a misconception that everybody that was interfered with children going to be abusers. That's
no, I'm not saying that.
I could turn around and say, listen, somebody tried to kill me a load of fucking times, so that's my excuse for being a murderer. No. You got
I'm living proof of that. I'm living proof of that. You don't do that.
I think he adopts other people's lifelong issues and other people's behaviours, and he regurgitates them because there's a bit of the old sociopath in him where he's not truly aware of his own personality yet. He's not matured enough as a man to know who he is. hence the fakery of the governor title. Julius Francis has confirmed it was staged. He knew that
Yeah.
anyway.
So you seen
So
the
knew that.
fucking
He's,
that
he's
tippy
wrote a life
tappy fucking
story
boxing?
which is based on a lie. So his life story is based on a lie. All his trending stuff's based
So
on a lie.
he's a
All his
pure
success
animal. Then.
was based on a lie.
It's
Everything he's
fucking
ever done
fake.
has been fabricated, which tells you that he doesn't have his own character. He's had to adopt the character of other people. The giveaway is actually in what he said. He idolised and he wanted to be Lenny McLean. So he fabricated it. He wanted to be Roy Shaw. He wanted to be this guy. He wanted to be that guy. Now he wants to be Jason Statham or, you know, Sly Stallone or the big wolf guy John was talking about. I don't know his name. But that's what he does. He sees somebody that he thinks is successful and he tries to emulate them. I'm quite comfortable for the first time in my life in my own skin. With all my fuck ups and all my baggage. So you know, just try and learn to love yourself and deal with yourself, because it's very, very hard to continue to fake it your whole life, and it's not a comfortable existence. There's nothing enjoyable about living with yourself when you don't know yourself.
Listen, you can't fake your whole life like that there, because
You can't.
You can do it to a certain degree, but listen, it's only a matter of time before the cards collapse. No, I mean they'll fall in top of each other, and then that's when you either run or you stand up and be counted. No, I mean it takes a bigger man to stand up and say I was wrong, and a wrong man to sit in the corner and say nothing. No,
not going to do it. He's too far out. He's too far down.
No, exactly, Paul. He's too deep into it. He's too deep into it.
I think
if he gets sectioned, that'd be the best thing that could ever happen to him,
Paul,
because it would take away everything.
Old man being an abuser?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a learned behaviour from him, who it's quite well known in Carlisle or Harrowby around where they live.
That's my point.
Yeah, that he's been treating the old mum like a piece of shit on his shoe for 30 or 40 years. So the son, that would wash off. I was brought up in the house with two women, my mum and my sister. So respect was always at the forefront, where you just couldn't.
Listen,
what was difficult, you couldn't.
Like my
it would be very hard for me to become a monster, because I was brought up with love.
Yeah, so, my man's 72. She went to walk and disrespect her. She'd fucking lift something and beat the cunt out of me. So she was at the bear. Who the fuck do you think you're talking
to? I was brought up in the house of boys, so the grandmother was like a queen. No, that was like
yeah.
So she's
my grandma used to be able to throw slippers around corners.
Boomerangs.
We all have similar kind of stories about your upbringing and stuff, and what it kind of guy turns you into. But I practiced violence as a profession in my late teens into my mid-20s, and
I can vouch for this. I've got a mutual friend with Alec Peel, but
and when you do it for a living, it becomes a job, and you can be very, very good at it.
Yeah.
The profession of violence is every bit as much learning as being a doctor. To become very, very highly effective at it, you have to dedicate your life to it.
Well,
and I did. And I was very, very effective when I did it for a living. So, but I understand there is a time and a place for it, and it's certainly not in the house with your partner.
Yeah, but you remember. I'm guessing from your language, military.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Do you agree then that when you're trained by the military, as we know, they break who you were and build you up?
Reprogram you.
They certainly do that in the Royal Marines.
So there's an inbuilt programming.
Paul, Alec was in the Royal Marines, so
100%.
So Decker's inbuilt.
There has to be, because if you're confronted with adversity and you haven't been tested at the highest level and you fold, then you're no good to anybody.
Yeah.
And some guys are just not designed for it.
Yeah.
Some guys never truly understand it.
So you were taught by the very best to be the very best.
Yeah.
The very best. Well then, this is only my opinion. This is from only my experience within working with people like him, both victims and perpetrators. Something somewhere early on triggered this this rush of excitement, this rush of love, this rush of everything was triggered by being vulnerable, by being completely.
Well, Paul, I've got every picture of him since he was 3 years old, right up through Harrowby Rugby Club. He's never been fat to have body dysmorphia.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, but no, I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, Paul. I totally agree with you. Do you know one thing I'll add to it? But I don't believe he's anywhere even near game. If you understand what I mean by game is.
I do, Alex. I do 100%. Right. I know what you're talking about.
You know what game means, right?
Yeah.
So I know
being
what
game
means.
is where you've got a very, very,
Listen,
you've almost got a predisposition to fear.
Yeah,
it just doesn't come into the equation for
there's a different level between having the fight in the street and then having a set of balls where and I know what you're talking about, so I definitely know what you're talking about.
I don't believe he's game on any level. I actually think that he's a very fearful man.
Yeah.
I believe he's very fearful. He's very fearful of losing. He's very fearful of being exposed. He's very fearful of the truth, and he's very fearful of anyone who's got a negative opinion of him.
Yep.
If the truth comes out about him when he's passed,
opinions, and now I just don't care.
You
either like me or you don't. You don't need to like me because you don't
know
me.
Hello, Steve. You're well, mate.
Are very unlikely, so I can live with people not liking me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't pay the bills. He cannot handle not being liked. That tells me he's a very fearful man, and he's just unsure of himself.
But your past is not rooted in depravity.
No chance.
Have you been? Did you ever? I'm not decrying anything. I'm just giving you the flip side to it. But have you ever heard your bedroom door open at 7 years old and somebody climbs in bed with you and does things they shouldn't be doing?
Yeah, I'll send you a poem I wrote about that.
So then. You know where it starts, and you know
how easily it's conducted as well.
But then you know that's happened to him, and all he's done is gone with it, and he's been enabled, and then he's figured it out. He's used up his enablers because he's even abused them. He now needs a new crowd, and he's gone for the vulnerables because he's an expert at it because he knows how they feel. He knows how they do it. He knows how to pin them down. He knows how to lure them in. He knows how to concoct a story where if it's read by a third party, it looks like the person's going fucking mental. He learned all that. All of it.
Yeah, he's got a technique that works, Paul. He's not clever enough to think of another one.
I've read
when he's got his work.
I've read how they do it.
Yes,
It's so you can't. So you were taught by the very best on how to be what you did. He was taught by his very best on how to be who he is. So that must be somebody very close, very young, very close.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people have said it's learning behaviour from the father. It's learned behaviour. He's stuck in a 12, 13-year-old brain in a man's body.
Yeah.
That's where he is.
But he's a predator. He's not a paedophile. He's a sex offender. He's a rapist. He's all the he's not a paedophile. Paedophiles don't.
He's not a paedophile. He's not a
he has a nonce, though. He has a nonce.
He is an opportunist with children. That incident in his early 20s with a kid on a couch while her mum was in the shower, when as a man you're there in a position of trust, to make sure that child's okay.
That's predatory.
He abused that position of trust while a girl that he was seeing was in the shower. He did the absolute unthinkable and he assaulted a child. So, but I still don't say he's a paedophile. I say he's an opportunist and he's got a sexual urge that he just can't control. That's what I say is.
He's a predator, you're right, an opportunist. He'll take what's there at the time. 100%.
He's a very clever chameleon, to be fair.
Yeah.
He knows his crowd.
He knows how to play. He knows how to play the corner man well. Like he does that. He definitely does know how to do that.
He's been
If he
taught
sees
that.
an
He's not bright
opportunity,
enough.
if he sees an opportunity to grab that one thing to run with, he
Yeah,
will.
man.
The problem
He
is
will.
what
Hello,
is it? There's
Steve.
some very clever people all over him
Hi,
as
John.
well.
Who's that, Steve Ray?
Yeah,
Steve
okay,
Ray saying,
guys.
I said,
Oh,
the
I feel
problem is what?
starstruck. I've got Alex Kearney in here and I've got Steve Ray. I'm like,
Oh, let's hear Steve. Let's hear Steve. I'll shut up for 5 minutes.
So, John, I've seen the title. Why we are leaving YouTube after the Joe Kidd podcast? What have I missed?
I was clickbaiting. Sorry.
Ah,
Sorry.
that came on.
He got you, Steve. He got you.
He gets us all the time. He gets us all the time.
Sorry, I did intend on leaving, Steve. You know why, mate? I need to go on with my personal life, so like, it's fucking. I'm not saying like leave forever. Maybe pop my head in here and there. A bit like Alex, just
Structure
in
it.
now and again. Structure it, yeah. I've not any structure planned whatsoever. It's just went boom, boom, boom.
I keep saying to you though, once you move on from this, then you should use this for exactly the same thing that you've done. It should be used as a positive, really. You know what I mean? It should be used
Too much.
Yeah, it is. It's too much, but you've got good people. I mean, you see the people who come on, and do these podcasts with you during the day. You've got good people, mate, around you. You've always had good people around you, and that's at the end of the day, mate. That's what it's all about. Good people attract good people, and it'll only work out as a positive, mate. But it's been a nightmare journey this last couple of years, like it really has.
Mate, like Alec will tell you, right, I'm a bastard, right? I will pick away. Alec was wanting to kill me on a couple of occasions because I'm like, no, I'm not letting you go. You're fucking, I'll fucking kill you. No, I'm still going to have a wee nip at you. I just, yeah, Alec.
He could never be allowed to get away with
it. I just couldn't watch Alec get destroyed out there. I'm like, Alec, he's like, fuck off. He's looking me in the eye. There's no chance he's live. Alec.
was that one of those? Was that one of those? Was that one of those automatic troll bots you had there, John?
Did you see that, mate? I think that was about 100 or something that fired in there.
That was mad. But well done to the fellow mods for that. Like that was
well done to the mods.
Well done to the mods.
You have to be on their game with that one.
I think that was it's a robot, basically. It's a robot troll with a thing about 100 in or something. That was at least 100 that come in there. It's quite funny though.
1999 or 2000, no, 1988. 1998 or 1999, I can't remember which year it was, but I worked for a company for Reed Business Information. Steve will know them, they're the biggest publishing house, I think, in Europe.
Uh-huh.
And they own Kelly's and Compass and Bankers Almanac and all the big publishers. They had this new system for internet where we went to businesses and sold them an idea that if they had a website, we had loads of customers waiting for them and we'll send them to them. All you have to do is pay $2,000 a month. So then what we used to do is get in his car, get their website, put it into a hit manager and just hit their site over and over and over again. Then go back 2 weeks later and say, have you had any inquiries? And they'd go, man, this website's blown up. And we'd get a good slice out of that. But is that the same technology?
I don't know, mate. I'd need the profession here. And, she's not in right now. Is Donna? She'd tell you exactly what
I do? Does somebody just put it in their chat and then it just explodes?
It just comes in the chat. Yeah, it just comes in.
Well,
it comes in with derogatory terms. Like it was N word, N.
Yeah.
And try and report the chat for racism.
Every word that triggers YouTube, more or less. No.
Yeah.
Basically, Basically.
Yeah, it's a common thing. It's like it's just a cheap bit of software where you just need to add. You just need to add all these different usernames, and then you just go bang, and you just press a button, and there's nobody sitting there like typing it up. You just type the message in, and you set it away, and it's just dead easy. It's dead easy. That's the problem with computers and technology. It advances all the time, and if YouTube finds a way of cancelling that and stopping it, then they'll just jump onto the next thing. It's just.
Hey Steve, I've got any links held for review, so no porn bots get through mine. But again, it's like I get every morning. Depends what I say. Right, the night before there might be 50 there in sitting held for review. Just ding 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 ding.
John, I tell you what though, John. I tell you what. Like we talk about like similar things happening. Last May, May gone, Newcastle United, end of the season. On a Monday night, I used to have a Monday night off because I do 7 shows a week about Newcastle United for an hour on my channel. And I used to have 2 guys on called Pete and Chris, both great guys, but exactly the same stuff that you've just had in your chat was attacked my channel on a show in May. And the guy who presented the show for me was a black guy. And it was exactly the same racism that we've just seen in your chat. So one would imagine it's probably the same person who's done it. You know what I mean? And I ultimately couldn't then allow this kid to go on because, you know, I couldn't allow him present the program on a Monday night because, you know, how can I relax and have a night off if somebody's going to be getting racially abused on my channel? So I just had to say, look, thanks very much. You know, you've done a great job over the last couple of years, but you know, I don't want you subject to that again. You know, and you know, it's disgraceful, but unfortunately, I say this about everything that I do. You put your head above the parapet, John. You're there to be shot at. I'm afraid.
That's it. I was glad to see
Steve, I thrive on it. I do thrive on it. Alec, I'll tell you, I love it. Because I know you're doing something right when you get that level of hate.
For you what?
Oh, honestly, you must be doing something right. Let's say that I've never actually put my private life out there yet. So, like, I mean, I don't know. I've lost count how many serious car accidents I've been running about. There's never enough morons in the world. Kind of like, I don't know if I've got PTSD or what. I've never been tested for it, but the amount of serious car accidents I've been in. You know, I remember coming up the motorway once and looking, there was a mini metro and the roof was cut off and the old woman was beheaded. He's bipolar, everything. I'll not take a pull for it. I will not take a pull for it. No, I self-medicated for a lot of years, but when they try to say you're bipolar, no, I'm not. I'll decide what I am. I've just had a couple of days of madness, but somebody just kept prodding me and they got a reaction out of me, and now they've wound their necks in. But, you know, it's fucking happens. That's what
it's a bizarre part of YouTube, isn't it? It's like the work canteen.
My mate phoned me that night with a Paul and said, "You calm down." He says, "You've got to take a heart attack." So I went and found the aspirin, took a couple of aspirin, and just tankered on.
Steve, I was glad to see you put in the chat last night you fancy Arsenal to win the league.
Oh, 100%, mate. I tell you what, that was my bet at the start of the season, pal. Because we played them in the last game of last season. They didn't play badly, but we beat them 2-0 at St James's. And I just think the fact that they've allowed Arteta to get on and do what he's done. Signing Gabriel Jesus on, you know, in the transfer window, he's perfect for that team.
Let him build.
But I think, listen, they've got a good chance, and you're not going to get any money back betting on Man City or Liverpool. So I thought I'm gonna have a little tickle on Arsenal, I have a little tickle on Newcastle, and we'll just see what happens. But Newcastle's so far ahead of where they should be at this moment in time that you're waiting for the fall. But I love it, mate. It's
that's it.
All we wanted as fans was a bit of hope back going to support the teammates. So it's happy days, mate. We shouldn't have stress. We shouldn't have stress in something that's supposed to be a hobby and an enjoyment.
Exactly.
Stress to start with.
Exactly.
I reckon towards end of year it'll get even more stressful for you.
Yeah.
When they start going, right, let's have a look at these books.
We're off to Saudi.
Like they did to us.
We're off to Saudi again in December. All the
did it to us. They'll do it to you.
A lot of my trolls are people who are anti-Saudi takeover. So you know, I have to deal with that on other forms of social media. But I just laugh at them like John does.
I'm dreading playing you lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. Did you see Leicester performance?
Yeah, I did, mate. I did. Yeah.
Fuck me. I turned off at 2-0.
I think Arsenal's only drew once this year. Every other thing's been a win.
We drew with us.
Yeah.
No, 1-0, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1-0.
That's all.
No.
37
I thought we did all right in that, though.
37 years I've supported Arsenal. 37 years. All because
Arsenal let you play football, don't they? Arsenal want to play football.
Yeah,
They're not interested in stopping you from playing football. They just want to play football.
That's not all changed the day Fanger came to the club when he made them start eating differently and training differently. There was no more drinking and shit like that there, no. It just changed the face of the club, so it did, no.
It's better for everybody if you play football. If you know what I mean, don't you? Rather than set your team
if you've got 2 left feet like me. Fucking, I've got a bad temperament for kicking that ball about, man.
in my head, I'm pretty good.
It's the same when I went and played golf. I got to about 7th, 8th hole, and then the next thing the fucking clubs were going over the fence. And I've not got the temperament for it. I've not got the temperament for it. It's the same we used to play like kind of rounders at school. What do you call it? Used to get into playground. My temper would go, man.
Yeah.
You know, no rounders. Used to get kind of mini cricket. Is that the word?
Yeah, it's something similar. Yeah, it's something similar. That's what it was called, but rounders, no.
Yeah, I used to play it. My temper would go, man. It's just I've got a bad temperament for it. That's how when I was in the pipe band, people make mistakes. I used to, for fuck's sake, so I come out and went solo again because I couldn't deal with it.
If I can't do it,
so I've got Cookie coming on tonight at 6 o'clock, guys. I'm going to be interrogating Cookie a wee bit tonight.
Right, I'm going anyway, Humble. So thank you anyway.
Paul. Thanks for coming on, mate. Come on again, mate. Sorry, I know you weren't defending him anyway, but I'm just passionate about it, as everybody fucking realises now. And I love the channel's no monetized. You can swear within reason. You can laugh at the robots.
I couldn't stay quiet and watch all that chat, that shit from all those bots. My fingers were getting.
That's
the way from my finger.
That's the way I go to, Paul. Afterwards, mate, I want to stop typing though.
Paul, did you ever appear on the Honest Truth one night in the panel?
Yeah, couple
right,
times.
That's where I knew you from. When I seen you back, I thought I've seen your face. I thought I'm shit with names, but I'm good with faces.
I ramble a lot. I ramble.
No, you speak a lot of sense, mate. As I say, you're welcome on anytime.
It's hard. It's hard to ignore a subject like that.
Yeah.
If you've been sat in a bedroom with a 14-year-old girl and you know her entire history and you know what's happened to her and you're trying to explain that the people that have been doing the things, the things that he does, the way they do it, the way they manipulate, the way they cajole, and it's not so much about what they've done, it's about how they've done it. And then you read their diaries. I forgot, months and months ago, I came across we used to communicate in this company I worked for via the Google Drop thing, little incidents, and it'd all go to one place and it'd all be collated in Office. And one of my files mustn't have been, I hadn't synced with their server. So I've got a couple of pictures on my phone because I had to take evidence of a diary.
Fuck me, man. That's in something straight out of a horror book. But
I read that book. I had to read that book. But when I read those texts that he'd sent to Geraldine, and the way that he had drawn her in and created a fantasy story for her that he could easily turn around and say to whoever catches him out, look, she's a bit of a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
And he did that live. He did that live. He said she was a dirty bitch. Yeah, she's a dirty bitch. That text that I read from these text messages was virtually identical to what the diary said in that 14-year-old girl's diary. Nearly identical.
Reading off her.
And you can't ignore that.
They're all reading off the same fucking script. Right.
Guys, can you hold the panel there for 2 minutes?
Yeah, go ahead.
But more so, which really grates me, is his enablers. And it's his enablers that know him. Not the enablers that are in love with this stupid, fucking idiotic black and white tattooed image he's got of himself. The image, they know him, they know how dark he can go, they know circles he's been in, they know how he manoeuvres within that world. Those enablers. And some of them are in plain sight. Some of us, we can log on and watch them.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I says when I come in. There's YouTube platforms out there going.
There's not just him. There's not just him.
They're all over the fucking place.
He's been helped. And he's been helped by people who are much worse than him. Much worse than him. The chat proves it.
Yeah.
The chat proves it. Decker is not capable of doing that. If he suffers from all those things he suffers from, he is not capable of that structure. He's not capable of that planning. He's not capable of that foresight, because he's reactionary. Everything's a reaction to something. So the level of help he's got tells me that there are people hiding in plain sight that are a lot more vested in this story than we believe.
Yeah.
That's YouTube.
And it will come out.
That's you. Sorry, Paul. Go on, continue, mate. I was waiting.
It'll come out though. That's the beauty of it. It will come out, because this insatiable need for dipping his toes in that swamp and having a look and just to see what's going on and get a little bit of an insight into how another world works. The appetite's massive. It feeds their ego. So eventually it'll all come out, and eventually we'll be like, oh my fucking God, not another one. And well, I had my suspicions about him. One's massive, one's right in plain sight for everybody to see.
Yeah, I just genuinely think, Paul, that when everything comes out, there will be a few people who will be certainly hold over the coals for basically, as you say, enabling. But it's one of those things, Paul. It's the way of the world, and the internet is such a positive place, but it can also be such a negative place. And I just think there's birds of a feather flocking together as well. In all of this, and I've been an observer of this for a vast amount of time. I got dragged into this particular situation.
It's a strange world, isn't it?
Through no fault of my own. It was through another podcast that he did, and it's. Look, at the end of the day, I don't know why this is still continuing. I can't believe that we're sitting now at the end of 2022 and we still have no end to this whole situation. And I feel it. I just feel, I feel most people in the chat probably feel the same. I think most people
it's like starting every week, I'm saying to myself, maybe this is going to be the fucking week now. Where it all ends, everybody can get back to a bit of normality,
Mark, I only stumbled on it because of
Karma
Corner. I only stumbled on it because of Karma Corner.
Same here.
I didn't know anything about it, and it was lockdown and the whole YouTube phenomenon that took off. Obviously, me podcasting predominantly about Newcastle was, but you get recommendations, you see this, you see that, and that's how I stumbled across it, and I just can't believe we're still sitting here and this is still.
I was following. I think I was actually following young Joe Joyce at the time. Like the bare knuckle fighting scene. They got there, and that's where I had stumbled across when they got there. But see what I was saying in his chat is me. Fuck, it's man's either deluded, it's me or shutting up. No, they got there. No, so you start leaving wee comments yourself. And the next thing I was noticing was my comments were disappearing. No. You got there, were just being took out of the whole chat altogether. No. You got there, and even when you're leaving comments, it's me, he's just taking all the negative shit out and just keeping all the positive shit there. No. You got there just to push himself out. You got there, it's me, fuck that, I come in all bad there, it's me. There has to be another way of coming looking at this here, like that there, and then so I just started looking to see what way the YouTube world was looking at it. No. They got there, and then I just started running from there. No, It's me. Fuck me. It's me. It's just.
We're in a different world now.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
If
That's
it were
why
real life,
I tell my
Jesus
kids my kids are up like out there, and I even tell them, and it's like, me, listen, see this, say to you, this dark wee corner of YouTube, and me, stay the fuck out of it. Never even leave a comment or fuck off. I mean that. I mean, never leave a comment or nothing. Like out there, I mean, no, because my kids have no reason to have the likes of fucking VPNs on their fucking phones and shit like out there. No. Like that, there is me, never leave a comment or nothing like that. There is me, just stay out of it altogether. Like that, there, and
I can understand that, Mark. I have done the same, really. And I think ultimately, you know, it's not really, it's, you know, I've helped, I've supported, and I've come on and I've had me say, I've interviewed the guy, and you know, people know which side my bread's buttered on, you know, with regards to this whole story. So, you know, for me, I am more concerned about what Paul was talking about, which is those enablers.
Oh,
who ultimately are, as Paul so eloquently put, are hiding in plain sight. And I believe genuinely that there's at least 2, possibly 3 people who have YouTube channels, some of a certain level, some not quite at a certain level, who are working together in tandem. Because there's a business relationship between those people, away from YouTube and away from the camera, and I believe that those people are involved in ultimately generating a lot of
CD shit.
Yeah, and that's and I genuinely
very
yes, and I
very
think they
very
choose,
dark.
I think they choose to dip into different circumstances, different arguments, different people's arguments on here. And I believe that they genuinely are the ones causing a lot of the trouble. And and what do they get out of it? Well, of course, the bigger people get money, you know, a lot of money from views. But what they also get is control, because they manage to dominate. They manage to dominate this particular platform, continue to be looking like they're the shining light, and look as if they're the person who, you know, butter wouldn't melt in their mouth. But in fact, they're the ones manipulating. And if there's anybody paying anybody on this channel, on YouTube, on this platform, then I would hasten to add, it's probably those people. You know.
Don't forget.
I'm not going to say anything. I don't want the channel.
But this is the thing, right? So you've got Tim Price, right? I'll give him his right term now. You had Tim there on a recorded call thinking that he was going to be trolling. Now, all he wanted was £50 a month to troll. A couple of pints and a pie a week. That was basically what he wanted. Yeah,
that
was the level of trolling. That was the level from that one particular person. But that's out there. Ken, it's on Dodgy Dave's channel if you want to hear it. Tim Pippa, he was the person who probably tried to destroy Charles Salvador's parole, because he was raising money. He was running about with a mannequin in the car, pretending that, and this was seemingly to get out parking tickets, right? He was then running about with a motorbike saying free Charles Salvador. He was raising money for it. The guy is an absolute balloon. In Scotland, he'd just be classed as a balloon. One of the guys that you avoid in a pub. If you went into a pub and he was standing at the corner of the bar, you'd be like that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here we go again. You're going to get stuck here between fucking sky hooks and fishing lines type person. If he was a fisherman and a crane driver, you wouldn't know. You'd be stuck there with people's pay-pokes. You know, just one of the guys you'd avoid at all levels. He was working for Decca Heggie. And then you could get down again. I'll mention his name because I don't give a shit. It hits me with a privacy complaint. Darren Laverty, the criminologist, calls himself the criminologist, comes in and hits you with a big fancy pile of fancy words to try and confuse the brain, when basically they words mean a load of shite. If you read the words, you've just went round in circles, they mean nothing. It's just a pile of fancy words that he probably doesn't even know the fucking meaning to them. He's probably read out a book.
Googled and wrote down.
Andrew Goyne, right? Everybody thinks I'm proper at Andrew Goyne. No, I like some of Andrew Goyne's work. She's very good at getting you angry, which I like in somebody. She's got a way about getting you wound up. You know
what, John?
and,
you know what, John? And I'll just jump in there because I don't want that moment to pass. But obviously, I've had on a lot of my shows, as you know, and ultimately with Anne, I get a bit of stick. I know off a lot of your followers, etc. You know, why have you got Anne on this show? I don't get trolled, by the way. I get comments after I've done a show with Anne. Steve, I wish you'd just drop Anne out of this. I'm not watching it. The band's on. And listen, I personally understand that, but I take everyone at face value. I've never met you, John, but we've known each other for 2.5, 3 years. Face value, i.e., digital face value, because we've spoken. We've got a good relationship. But I've done the same with Anne, and me and Anne met. How did me and Anne meet online? Well, she dropped a comment into one of my videos, and she had a pop at us. But instead of going mad and going at her, I just contacted her and said, I'm not quite sure why you're having a pop at me, and we just we liaised with each other. We had a chat. And we found some middle ground, and that was it. You know what? It's just the way of the world, and I don't like jump to anybody's tune. And if somebody's got a disagreement with us, then I'll have me say and I'll put it back. You know what I mean? And I know when to stop, and I know when to continue. But I just thought with Anne, I know she's not everyone's cup of tea, but I've still got
different. She's different.
She is different. She's very opinionated, and she's got a lot of things to say. But she's part of this, and and she has done a lot of positive things to help you out, as well as the fallout you've had. There's been a few positive moments between you, so it's not all negative. And before I forget as well, I told you about this guy, my pal from Liverpool, who is part of a sting operation. I'm going to get him. He's agreed to come on the platform, John. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get you on. We'll do like a Crazy World of YouTube show again, but we'll get him on. Now, my pal is part of Stop UK, and if you follow them on Facebook, people who are listening, it's Stop Stings. They've got 149,000 followers. And basically, they do basically paedophile hunting. They do it like UK wide.
I've seen the one, the Stop Sting, Steve. I've seen that. Yep, that has got a massive following.
They're the biggest team. They're the biggest team in the UK now. So they're well worth giving them a follow on Facebook. Stop, capital letters, Stings, is the group that you need to find. It's got Stop UK on their flyer and Online Predators underneath, but just give them a follow.
This might be a good opportunity for me, Steve, to bring Karen, who's left the Wolfpack Hunters UK. Her and another few people have left Gordon Buchan, who was on James English and Sean Atwood, because, well, as I've proved, he's a friend of Decca Heggies and has been since 2016 and lied on behalf of Decca Heggie. His ego is so big that he's actually forgot what he's actually meant to be doing. So it might be a good opportunity to bring Karen on there, who's got good years' experience of being a detox. In fact, she's at court right now. Gordon Buchanan failed to appear at court with the two girls. She's been jailed over the head of Gordon. So this might be a good opportunity to bring her on, Steve, if you're all right with that.
Yeah. I mean, look,
I said I was going, and I'm still here, so I'm going.
I told you.
See you, boys.
Take care, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Anytime.
Right, Paul. I told you I wouldn't come back until I was ready to talk about things again, mate. You know what I mean? And that's why I've come back. NBTV in the chat says, have I had me transplant yet? I think he's referring to Dr. Cynic, who's one of Newcastle's news. Who do hair transplants? Classic. But listen, I'm going to jump off because I've got a couple of things I've got to do today, John.
Yeah, let me know when you're planning that, Steve, and I'll ask Karen, because I can't promise to have her on here, but I think this needs to be outed. So it might be a decoy having experience, years of experience, been put in jail for it. No for actually being a decoy, but obviously something involving a sting. She get jailed for she had social workers and everything on her kids because of it. Can absolutely destroyed her. She breaks down every time she's speaking to myself and Donna about it on. I'll be speaking to her on WhatsApp, and that'd be a great opportunity, mate. So that'd be brilliant. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Boogies wants the link, I think, mate.
Okay, I'll send it to you in WhatsApp, mate.
I think.
And Steve, thanks very much for coming on, pal. Always a pleasure.
Big up to all the mods as well. That was a great Chelsea chat.
100%.
All right, Steve.
Take care, guys.
100%. Thank
Yes,
you, mate.
mate. Yes.
Motorsports, I'm going to send you the link, mate, because I'm not taking any chances at this time of day. Keep it nice and simple. Thank you
That's
very
it.
much, Steve Rafe. It's always a pleasure having Steve Rafe on, guys. As I say, I've seen it firsthand how much trolling Steve was getting while he was he just lost his mother, and I knew exactly where he'd been because I lost my grandmother who'd brought me up, and my uncle in the space of fucking 6.5 months.
Yeah.
So I knew where I was, but and mentally, I was getting hammered in November last year. Hammered. This is why it's water off a duck's back. If I can do it, through the grieving process. Sorry. It's easy. It's easy. I mean, at the end of the day, the only people that know the truth, your Jackie Saunders and all these guys in the chat here, they followed it right from the beginning. And I always take my hat off to Jackie. She's involved in a big group as well. And she'll know that if we point to something, we point to it for good reason.
Yeah, for nothing.
You know what I mean, Martin? People think, oh, they're going about. Well, we've got me, myself, and Donna, Team Humble, because at the end of the day, we are a consortium of people. It wasn't nothing about us. You've got Bill Ringer in there who's continuously, day after day and night after night, he's plugged away. He's probably lost, I don't know, bloody 20 channels. Doesn't care. And he goes again, boom, boom, because we're not doing anything illegal, mate. All we're doing is spreading awareness of a monster.
That's it.
21st century, Jimmy Savile. That's what you're taking.
It's exactly what it is. No, there's just a certain part of the community just don't want to listen to it. No, you got
Well, positive vibes. There's one of Steve Rafe's mods as well. So, positive vibes. Like, she was very confused with all, and she said, kind of, end of the day, if you're going to go and approach somebody and say, why are you supporting a convicted paedophile? And that is no convicted. You can say he's a convicted sexual predator because that's there in black and white, but he's not being convicted. And the reason he's not being convicted is because he's got, one, a massive troll army, which slowly but surely is dissolving. It's like disintegrating away. Because everybody knows now what's going to be happening in the next up and coming weeks.
Just before I come on your panel, somebody in the chat asked me how I was doing. They got there, and you had said it too. And I'm not too sure if I typed it in. 4:15 last Thursday, I got the all clear. So I did.
How you doing, guys?
Mark,
How you doing,
fucking brilliant, Mark. So you get all clear.
Oh, I 4:15 last week. All right,
brilliant, pal.
Oh,
brilliant,
good,
mate.
Mark. Glad to hear that, mate.
Brilliant,
What's that, motorsport? You're right, mate. Aye. Good.
I'm all good, mate. I was jumping on to talk to Steve, but he was jumping off as I was jumping on. So if you hear this, Steve, just jumping on to say alright to you as well. I've not seen him that while, not me.
John, Steve Rafe. John, can you tell John this YouTube's still not allowing me to interact with the chat or see my comments on his live? We have known about it and not any issues from Humble side. I don't know, Stephen Jones was on. He jumped on the panel the other day there, no problem, but it will not let him interact on the chat. So somebody somewhere along the line, if you can come on to StreamYard, but you cannot comment, which is strange. I tried to get Bell Ringer on the other day there as well, and it wouldn't let me allow Bell Ringer into the panel, but it would allow him to comment. So obviously somebody's having a bit of fun and games in the background there.
Yeah,
any MI6 or anything like that watching, guys, at the end of the day, we're not importing and exporting drugs in the same way. I'm certainly not dealing in pigeons. Well, I might be, but it's certainly not racing pigeons. You're wasting your time, guys. Just jog on. You can watch for the side seats if you want to. I mean,
okay, it's good to see everything's calmed down for you, mate. No, so yeah.
Aye, mate.
It's glad to see everything calmed down for you, know.
Stephen Jones is a top bloke. Yeah, he's a top bloke. And I don't know, I can't understand it because I've been in and checked to make sure no mod had blocked him, but it will not allow him to comment. It'll leave Bell Ringer to comment, but it'll no leave Bell Ringer into the panel. But Stephen Jones can come into the panel and talk. It's absolutely fucking crazy, but that's what it is.
I just take a step back, Mark. Can I look for the outside in and just dabble, if you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
I remember I done the podcast with Danny Christie and
Dabble. Who mentioned Dabble there? There's Decker just popped his seat up for the fucking behind my kitchen laptop there. Somebody said Dabble. Decker, get in there.
What he said, I think it was at the start or the end, but it always stuck with me. He says, I let YouTube consume me. And I think this is what a lot of people, even the newcomers to this, obviously like see masters and stuff like that, they're letting it consume them.
Buggies have done it with me too, but see now I try to take at least 2-3 days a week off it, no mean no.
Aye.
So I do take that there just to fucking take a break no.
Motorsports, how are you, son?
How you doing, Steve?
I just heard you shout out there. I thought I'll come back on just to say hi, mate. How are you doing? You all right?
Aye, brand new, mate. I've not seen you in a while, so I just thought I was going to pop on and say hello to you.
Aye, all good, mate. All good. I had to have that time out, mate. It
was, definitely.
It was such it was one of them things, mate. It hits you like a train, like, and you know, you've just got to get on with it, and life still goes on. That's the thing. You know, and it was hard, mate. But I got there in the end, and I'll always miss her, and I'll always love. I'm coming up with the anniversary of my birthday now, so you know, then we've got Christmas quite quickly. So it's two major events where there's an empty chair, but. Do you know what, mate? The support that I got from like you and John and everybody who's, you know, we're not people who see each other, you know what I mean? But like the YouTube community from this side of the YouTube community and the Newcastle side has been really positive, mate. And I just want to I'll thank everybody again. I've already done it, but thanks to you as well, mate. I did get the message that you'd sent, and just thanks for everything, mate. You know.
Hey, buddies, mate. It's just because I've met you in person and that. Although it's only the once, do you know what I mean? But the last time, obviously, you were speaking about me, you spoke quite highly of me. So I thought, do you know what? I'll just jump on. I'll say hello to him. Do you know what I mean?
No, thanks,
guys. Steve done a kind of grieving process video the other morning, and I kind of needed to watch that because I know exactly what Steve's saying. Can you get 2 empty seats? I used to go to my grandparents every New Year for the bells. And then I'd go and get slaughtered, behave myself in the house, and then go and get slaughtered. But every day I go to lift the phone, even that's a year past in March. I go to lift the phone, just phone my gran every day. And there's that moment where you go, shit. You know, it's just part and parcel of what happens in life. And I think once you kind of lose the people like that in your life, it kind of makes you, there's nothing else out there scares you.
I get it with my man. I feel as if the presence of my man's still here, and sometimes I go to talk to her, and you're like, fucking, she's not here.
Buggies, that's why my dad's dead. My dad died 17 years this year. Like out there, and I've talked to my ma about him all the time, and that's like. And he's in my fucking house and on the life cleaner to me, so he is fucking banging doors and this, that, and the other and There's me must have run about the fucking house drunk or something. There's me doing my fucking head in, so he is no. And maybe we still fucking go back and live with you. It's me fucking racking my fucking place where I'm living, so he's a fucking header.
Right, I'll jump up again, lads, but take care.
Yes, Steve.
Yes, take care, Paul.
Shut up.
I think the grieving process, I think we just kind of took it, I think you just take it in your stride, but I think I kind of heard my gran the other day there saying, kind of rising and saying, John, go and knock that fucking Kearney's heat in. I kind of heard her tell and you've gave him enough rope, go and fucking knock his heat in. So, it's like, I just got a moment of madness coming, and that's the way I'm.
Things like that, I would hear if I come in the house when I was younger, what's wrong? Such and such out there hit me. See, if you don't get fucking back out there now and kick your cunt in, he said, I'd kick your cunt in when you come in the house. No, so you had to go out and fucking do it now.
I certainly never went in the house crying because that was when you would hide that, wouldn't you? Because if you went in and said, you'd be like, get fucking back out there. That's just the way it was. You're brought up in a mining village, right? You're not brought up to fucking run about and say, he's hit me, and that. You get fucking...
no. That's some sinners. Mining villages and then are fucking living in a way state full of fucking murderers, no?
Well, mate, I can... You've had some life, Matt. Any guys over there in Belfast and that, can both sides. I mean, what an environment to be brought up in.
When I went for that PTS, when they put me through that test, like, I turned and I said to the girl, never forget her name. Her name was called Hilary Neal at Windsor House. in the Lisburn Road in Belfast. And I says, how long is this going to take? She says, it'll take as long as it takes, you know. We got there, and it was like fucking, what, 8 months later, they got there, just sent me to consultant one day, and he told me, he says, listen, he says, I prefer you take this medication here, no. And me, listen, I don't want any meds, no. I don't want no medication. I don't want to run about like a fucking zombie, no. And then I went back to see her, and the whole time I'd seen her, she'd never took no notes, no recordings, no nothing, no. And she said to me, she said, Mark, you fucking put that down the book. She said, it'll be a best fucking seller, I swear to fuck. You got there. She said, some of the shit you've been through and what you persevered through. You got there.
That's what I'm saying, mate. You guys like yourself, you'll get some heck of a story, right? And you'll get somebody lying up there and throws lying in a bed, fucking flea-bitten quilt. You know, it's shout to be some professional in it, and he knows nothing. He knows nothing.
That was you 2 words right in my mouth, Mark. You must have some story, obviously.
Fuck, I just swear to God, listen, it's like that there. It's the same for the people that grew up in the Falls too. No, they have their story something similar to mine. So only I grew up in the Shankill. And listen, the Shankill was hammered like during the 80s and the 90s. So it was murders happening on and internal fighting within feuding and shit they got there. No, they got. But I think what the straw broke a camel's back was, and how certain people end up living in Troon where they are now. They got there on the 19th of August 2000. Is when it really went mad. They got there because that's when I get dragged into his feet first. They got there because that night it all kicked off. They were right. This is who we're going for. We're going bump, bump, bump. They got there, and next thing, all I get out of my house is the clothes I have in my back. I remember phoning the fire brigade. It's me, and I believe it's the fire my flat. It says, yeah, it just had to burn itself out. We couldn't get in and put it out. And me, how the fuck they got? And then the peelers came to me like 4 days later. It says, listen, do you know famous to get into your house? They had the sellotape pipe bombs to the door to blow a door off the fucking hinges. And me, why do you think I had a fucking fortified door? You fucking idiot. Why do you think I'm going to leave it open fucking for them and say that yourself where you go? No. Fuck's sake, no.
Yeah, well, my uncle was actually, before he died, he's friends with somebody who was in the RUC, and he's deaf in one ear because somebody leaned in the window and shot his while they were in the picture. And he's deaf in one ear because his friend got shot in the head while he was sitting beside him.
See when that what it just says there, when that happened on the 19th, see about 2 nights later, my mum and dad were put out of their house, right? And they lived. My mum and dad lived. My dad came from the biggest family in the estate. He got there, and he was the youngest. No, he had 7 sisters and 4 brothers. He got there, and they all lived within this wee island, in the estate, And my mum was sitting knitting. He got there, and my dad sitting drinking a couple of beers with a blind shut. They got next thing. My dad said to me at the door. He was laughing when he was telling me, and I don't know how the fuck you find this funny, He said, Mark, the door went. He said, it was fucking 10:30, and I went out. They got there and opened the door. He says, one's standing with a handgun, the other one's standing with an AK. You have 24 hours to get out of your house. Tell your son we're going to kill him. My dad says, is that all you're here for? Yeah, we got there. Yeah. And then he went in and he sat down and he didn't say that. And he lifted his tin of beer and he's just sitting watching TV. And my man went, what's that? With 24 hours to get out, they're going to kill Mark. Don't worry about it.
Water off a duck's back, mate. Just the environment that used to it. Yeah.
That's it. No fucking madness.
I remember first time I went to Ireland, I was 16-year-old, right? Just coming 16. Maybe I was kind of on the verge. I was 5th of May is my birthday, so I was kind of in there. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Just kind of on there. And I remember my gran saying, right, when you get across here, we're going to Southern Ireland. We're going to Donegal, Buttonport. And she says, if they ask you what team you support, you don't support any team. Yeah. Don't take any football colours and blah, blah, blah. So we came to the border, yeah. So we came the next thing, we had the Alsatian hanging out the back window. And it was a Passat estate, I think we were in that time. And the boys stopped us, the army gear, and I'm like, fuck.
Here we go.
And then can we search the car? And my grandpa's like, no problem, son. And the station leaned out the window, and the boy went, fuck that. On you go. So we got to Buttonport, right? You can imagine my grand's face when I put out the fucking high-powered air rifle that I thought I'd take with me just to fucking hunt. I'd had it underneath my grand's, because I put the suitcases and everything in the car. It was a high-powered air rifle. I'd had it underneath all the clothes, so when I got there, I went, I'm going hunting. And my grand's like, what the fuck are you doing with that? I never got to take it back home. He's like, what the fuck are you face? What the fuck are you doing with a gun? I'm like, you should have fucking mask was tweaking at that bottom, and the soldier asked to search the car. Now, up at the back window doing the Alsatian, kind of put his head back out the window. Job done. Fucking grand went mental at me. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
imagine they. I mean, as much as it was only a high-powered air rifle, imagine they'd found it. I don't know how they'd have treated that. I mean,
no, they'd have took that. Definitely took it. They'd have took it. So they would have.
Because I just seen my grandpa get fucking hauled into a police station because of me that day. Fucking hell. I never thought that one out, did I?
Yeah, I got there. No fucking.
And then when I got there, a fella, his name was, in fact, his name was actually Jamie Boyle. They were a Glasgow couple, and they lived over the Hulfies, and he gave us a 2.2 bullet gun to go hunting with. Fuck it, I wanted that. He was offering to sell it. My grand's like, you can use it here, but you don't fucking take it here. I really wanted that gun. I had a single barrel shotgun, Matt, when I was 13-year-old. I had a TS 250 trail bike for sale, right? And the boy came and he says, "Kit, I'll buy the bike off you." And it was £100 or something offered. It was quite a lot of money then, right? And I was like, I'm not selling it. And next thing he pulled out this shiny 12-bore single barrel. It was like splint new. He's like, I'll give you £60 and this gun for that bike. I was like, take it. Take the fucking bike.
I take
and
the
that
bike.
Was there, yeah.
Have more fun with it. No.
Oh, mate, I used to, and then my papa had bags of cartridges because we were brought up with shotguns in the fucking wardrobe.
Yeah.
We had a pig shotgun in the wardrobe and everything, because that was until that bastard and then killed the kids at Dunblane. Most fucking houses, well, my grandpa had a shotgun license. So I used to sneak my fucking 12-bore in my case, with my 2.2 case, and my grandpa, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just going to the castle shooting the next thing. Be fucking blasting the branches off the tree with 12 bones. Come back. You take the papa's gun? No. You hear the echo round the fucking echo round the. But I took my grandpa's pigways one day, kind of 12 bore side by side. Fuck me, man. The first time I fired, I nearly blew my fucking shoulder off. It was like used to the air rifle, never had it pulled right in tight to me. Fucking hell, nearly dislocated my shoulder, so I did. So that it blew me against the tree. I never had that back out. That was it. Get parked back in the fucking wardrobe. But my grand, you're close here with your papa's shotgun. I said, no, it's up the wardrobe. She'd be way up checking. Oh, so it is. Well, somebody's shooting. I said, right, see fucking fire bangers, grand for the cross. All right.
Okay, what sort of car is that in your picture?
It's a Golf, mate. Golf R.
R32?
No, it's a Golf R, mate. It's a 2-litre turbo one.
Did the R-Line take over from the R32?
The instead of the R32, they brought out a Golf R, which was just a 4-cylinder.
But the R-Line's like 200 more horsepower and a GTI or something, isn't
it? Well, that's this one I'm getting is 330.
That's lovely colour.
This is actually my missus' motor is coming, mate.
Lovely colour.
The one in the picture is actually my missus' motor.
I had an R32, so it's...
I had an R32 and all. Well, no, in fact, she had a grey one. But they're good motors on the motorway, but I thought they were dead lazy about the streets.
Yeah.
Like, the wee GTIs and that could lace them about the streets. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. See, just knocking about in the state. No, a lot later to throw about. No, I mean, but seeing a straight run, fucking take it every time. Like,
can somebody give me a time how long this life's been running, guys? Because I've got Cookie coming on the night.
2 hours, 3 minutes, and going on the.
All right. I'm going to end it now, guys, because I've got Cookie coming on the night at 6 o'clock. I'm going to be fucking interrogating him a wee bit, so it's going to get exciting here.
Puppy test. Puppy test.
I've got Paddy Conroy calling me a fucking rat this morning in the comments. Paddy, you fucking old dog wanker. You want to unblock me so I can at least fucking reply back to you in my old channel. You fucking old dog wanker.
The
Fucking old prick. He's blocked me. So he blocked me so he could comment, right? But I can't comment back to him on channel.
Respect OG. Respect Phil Graham. Just looking at the chat now, so I'm just to see who was there before I head out now.
I got Murray fella. There's Murray fella.
Murray fella, aye.
Usual.
OJ.
Murray fella, if you're about the night after Cookie's live, mate, after I've handed Cookie, if you want to jump on for 15 minutes for a crack and give us some of your usual. Mandy, don't, I'm going to call her Mandy there. Donna's like, what's the usual about? I said, well, see, when a screw would come into the home, they're like, walk up, and you'd be like, usual.
Tell you what, I've just started watching that guy's videos. That guy, Murray, the guy there, listen, that guy knows what he's talking about, so he does too.
Listen, with no poison worked on the drag, and then they didn't know what the drag is away up into the street corners.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The red light district of the big smoke.
When he says that there, he says, I'll explain for you, it's me myself as me, it's Tenebrasso at a shop now.
It used to be Blythewood Square on the drag. Blythewood Square, fucking, I used to trek through it now and again just for a wee look, but anyway, I was a good boy that way. Never had to pay for it yet. I had a couple of dances right enough. Nothing wrong with my dance. Hey, I'm going to love these and leave these guys, and I'll catch you all later.
John, no problem.
Usual, Murray gives a big usual tonight.
All right, Buggy.
I'll speak to you later.
Yes,
Buggy, I'll give you a phone, pal. Matt, I'll speak to you later, brother. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, no problem. All right, last true. But
thanks, guys. The guys that's done the mods here, man. Thanks for that today. Chelsea, Ice Queen, and all the rest of it. I'm going to need to give Dodgy Dave a phone actually, see if I can speak about this tonight. What happened to his bank yesterday? Usual, Murray fella. Double let's double the day. Hey, Murray, I want you to actually come on the night, mate. Right, download that. I don't know if you need to download StreamYard Motorsports.
No,
you need to download
that link. I think just needs to add the link.
Right, okay, mate. I'll get you on the night, right, Murray? If you want, mate, that is. I mean, you can keep the camera on that off if you want. It's up to yourself. Because at the end of the day, I know that if you know Billy Lewis and that, I remember when Wee Smith was in, and Billy Lewis was in the digger in Bowhouse, so putting him on the fucking ghost train, and Wee Smith managed to get something into him, and when he was doing it at the orderly room in Bowhouse, and we're out in the exercise here, right, Deco, and Smith for Irvine, right, we're walking around the exercise here. It was a lovely summer's day, and all you heard was Billy Hindy Lewis going, Smith, aye, go to it. And he's like, oh, you shall. He was shouting for the exercise here in the digger, right across the wings, mate. And then the fucking that could fucking bully up, man. It was fucking terrible. Putting him on that ghost train, 30 days here, 30 days here. It's just designed to fucking wreck your brain. But every day, 12 o'clock, if he never had a clean pair of socks, CP free, straight to the governor. Just fucked her head up with paperwork. Right, guys, we've got to love yous and leave yous, right? And hopefully we'll have Murray fella. Hey mate, my actual names, I don't know if your first name's Murray or whatever, but I'm John Murray Wason, so I'm kind of stuck there between a strong Protestant presence and then a Wason, which started off WASSON on Southern Ireland. So yeah, they maybe call me a bit of a licorice all sort. I don't know, but I'll speak to you later, guys, right? Usual. Speak to you later on the night, right? Catch you later, guys. Thank you very much. Ta-ra.